about the problem, the tragedy of human trafficking. Began to teach me that not only do we have international victims of human trafficking, as many as 17,000 people a year smuggled into our country for forced servitude, for the sex trade, and so on, but between 1 and 300,000 U.S. citizens and residents being trafficked domestically as well. So the first pillar is to make the case, to establish how significant this problem is by gathering data. Today you're going to see some examples of that kind of data when Brad Dennis shares information with you about the huge upsurge in advertising online for prostitution, for sex trafficking victims. It's a great example of what we're trying to accomplish. Secondly, our second pillar is to prosecute the traffickers. This is key because we need to show the bad guys that we will come after them. We will prosecute traffickers. We will prosecute the patrons, the people who buy other human beings. That's crucial, and the legislation in Indiana helps advance that cause. Third, it's about rescuing the victims. The third pillar is to rescue the victims, and that means understanding, first of all, that they are victims. For too long, we have treated prostitutes as if they're the criminals. We have to understand that they are being prostituted. It is being done to them. And we have to understand the shocking truth that the average age of entry into forced prostitution is between the ages of 12 and 14. Let me repeat that. The average age of a girl brought into forced prostitution is between 12 years old and 14 years old in our country. It is horrifying, and yet it is happening every day in nearly every community of our country. We need to provide services for them. They have to have a safe place to come, to be rescued, to go to break that link between their captors, their traffickers, and themselves. And number four, we need to end demand for trafficking victims. We need to make it clear that as a country, as a people, as a culture, we will no longer tolerate any of our fellow citizens buying other human beings or renting other human beings. And that is exactly what is going on. We have to undergo a cultural paradigm shift in our country, away from the mythology perpetuated by Hollywood and by some online publishers that prostitutes are happy-go-lucky entrepreneurs, that somehow they're volunteering to be in this life. They are not. They desperately want out, and they often don't know how to get out before it's too late. So we have to teach our fellow citizens that it is not acceptable to buy sex or anything else involving a trafficked human being. And that's why we're here in Indianapolis as well. Attorney General Zeller, all of the fantastic nonprofits who are here, the NGOs, the activists, the leaders who are here, are helping to spread the word about human trafficking in connection with the Super Bowl, because it turns out that every major sporting event, including the World Cup, has become a magnet for traffickers, and you're going to see graphic evidence of that in just a few moments. So those are the four pillars. End demand, recognize and rescue the victims, prosecute the traffickers and the patrons, and make the case that we all need to be working on this as people who care about our fellow human beings. The National Association of Attorneys General is proud to be helping to lead this effort. With more than 50 state and territorial AGs engaged, we're helping to advance this cause, push it ahead much more rapidly. We are not only going to be working on it during my term as president, but we have decided together that we will make human trafficking a permanent part of the National Association of AG's efforts. Thank you very, very much.